Alex Wilson, your host, and this is my daily video log. That's right, where I give you all of the daily details, the ins and outs, so you can hopefully learn from my mistakes and have a better reefing experience for you and your animals. So here we go. Alright, so here's a shot of, well, that's a little closer shot of it. Here's a shot of my quarantine system, and this is fact number date. The fourth day of the ChemiClean treatment. So going on the fourth day treatment here, and still have the red slime down in here in the sand. Still got the red, I guess like a brown slime. I'm going with brown slime. I got brown slime absolutely all over my clams, all over the corals, absolutely smothering everything. I got the fuzzy mushrooms back there, still close up. Luckily, the other soft corals there are still doing good. The toadstool and the leather coral there. So everything else is kind of smothered up still with the brown slime. Luckily, that Digitata and the Stylophora still looking good. And the new clam there from Biota, still alive, still looking good. And so let's get closer up. Oh, there he is. A little closer. There he is, doing okay there. So, hanging out. And there's a shot of the Christmas tree worm rock, but it's still got the brown slime slobbering, especially bothering all the Acroporas. I don't know how many other Acroporas, just tossing them out right and left. I know it's probably the next one to go is gonna be that Green Rogers table. Not looking good to me because it's just receding straight up from the bottom up, all white, and then they just completely go rapid tissue necrosis on me, and they're just completely white. The skin is completely gone. Luckily, these guys are doing okay so far up here in the front. But fingers crossed, hopefully this after a couple days of ending this ChemiClean treatment, that it will stable and settle out. Here's a shot of this side of it over here. And luckily, all the big, I got the dragon soul, I got this Goniastria, and they're not affected too much, as well as my other Goniastria, the big green one. So salmon corals over here looking okay, and these guys I gotta blow them off. I haven't blown them off today, so I'll be doing that. And so what else have I got going over here? Well, I have this set up right here. I have I put in my cable raceway so I could hide in my RO water coming in straight in right here. I'm gonna connect it to this quarantine aquarium as well, and I ordered a float to put on here on the top of it. So see how that works. And one good thing they put on here, of course, as mentioned by Jake Adams at Reef Builders, that it's good to have a fail safe, so that if your float sticks on, that there's something that can check that and hopefully turn it off. And so I'm gonna do this. I have the same thing on my main display over here, and I have it connected directly to the float. So if it sticks to the float, well, yeah, it's good to have the fail safe. And so I investigated a couple options out there, and one of my favorites, one of my options was, okay, we got to, I had planned, well, I already bought two, backup floats, so I have the backup floats ready to go, and I plan on replacing them every 6 months. That way, be sure that they're in working order, but still, it's good to have the fail-safe. So a couple options on the fail-safes that I have were one elegant solution, that I wanted to do was to put a float valve on there, but the float valve would be such that it would be, I haven't found any out there like this yet that have a simple RO connections on them. So you have the RO connection going in, right? But having a float valve that has the RO connection going out. Why is this useful? Well, so you can plumb it in line, And why is that useful? Because then after I go through that float valve, that you could then run it to a second float valve that would be lower up. So this you would have one float valve, and if that one fails on, then it would just go up and then hit the next float valve, and you would be good. But I can't find a float valve that actually is inline like that. That's not, I found some, but they are copper float valves, so they have different application, not for saltwater applications like this. So my other option that I'm going to use that seems to work pretty good is going to be to use leak detector. So the leak detector is going to come up over here and be in the sump right here. So if the automatic float valve over there sticks on, it will come up and the float, and so the sump level will start to rise. It's going to hit the leak detector, and when it hits the leak detector, what it's going to do is just turn off the RO line, because I'm going to run it inline through the leak detector. So I found an inline leak detector. It's just a simple one that that's widely available for the reverse osmosis purified water systems. Therefore, they have these simple ones that use just a cotton, like a cotton sponge, and that increases once it increases in volume once it gets in contact with water, and therefore it just pushes in a simple, a simple valve that shuts off the flow. So the other way is cooler, because you have two float valves in there. One fails on, and the other one will catch it, and then it just functions as normal, but just as a higher level in the sump. Whereas this option, it just shuts it off, and so it'll completely, stop the function, but it'll be definitely a good fail-safe to prevent that. If in theory it were to fail on and no one was here to catch it at the time, and if it were to, of course, all of your fish, corals, everything would be diluted to death, and not to mention it's going to flood the whole living room, house, and of course if you're in a high rise, everybody below you, and you have some kind of disaster insurance that might cover that, so you might want to have that. So it's a good idea to put it on there. So I have that on order. I found some really cheap ones on Amazon. I'm gonna get that. What am I looking at down here though too? This is the okay, so it's been like 8 days since I had the ChemiClean treatment in here, and all of the crazy brown slime is gone. See, replaced with a little bit of the green starting to come back, and I have some red here. A little bit of the red hanging out still on the side. None in the sand down here yet, but might cruise down there. I got a little bit just right there in the gravel area. So, got the fuzzy mushrooms up here. Got the yellow thing up here. He's trying to get me out of here. It's like, what are you doing down here? Get out of here. Okay, so that's that, and we can check it out on the top up here. I got my fans cruising up here. I got these what they call Petzilla fans, and I like those right there. If one fails, I still got 3 going, and so yeah, I have plenty of space up right there for them, so I thought I'd go with it. I'm gonna put those up there, and everything else is doing okay. Got here's a good shot. It happens to be of my mysterious clam right here, and you can see that he's open right there, about 2 millimeters. You can see that line going straight right there around the Discosomas. That's the clam, opened up about 2 millimeters right there. It's kind of not the best lighting right there, but it's kind of let me see. I'm gonna try removing this right here. Let's see what that does. Throw some more light on it. There we go. And get a little closer. Yellow thing, we're trying to... Hold on a second. Yellow thing's gonna get in the picture again. And see, here's a shot of him. Now he's closed up a little bit more, but he's down at 1 millimeter right there. But yep, that's the mysterious clam. And everything else is getting ready. It's getting ready to feed these guys a little bit of tuna to my large polyp corals here. I try to do it once a week, or once every 2 weeks. And yep, that's about it. So, with the clams hanging out down here. Maxima clams, and my squamosa clam. And that's about it. I got to check everybody else out. They're still doing good over here. Oh yeah, back to the quarantine. Let me see. Acanthophilia doing okay. Acroporas doing alright. And the heliofungi regular thing. Alright. And I got some mysterious eggs too over here on the glass, and they're probably from the snails. Kind of have like a little like a protection on them, and that I run my magnet cleaner. I didn't even notice them in the magnet cleaner. They're tough enough to survive the magnet cleaner. So I assume it could be probably just snail eggs, and hopefully they'll reproduce. In here. I don't know which different types of snails they actually have in here, but that's right. And come back over here to check out the quarantine system. And one thing I noticed on here is that the coralline algae is certainly losing its color, turning a little white on me from a typical more of a brightish pink. So I don't know if that's from the ChemiClean treatment, the red slime removal treatment, or whether it's just going through a natural phase. I mean, I'm adding phosphate, keeping the phosphate up at 0.15, checking it every day and a half, and dosing it up to 0.15. So it has plenty of phosphate and nitrate and alkalinity at 9, testing every other day. And so I keep an eye on that coralline algae right there. Alright guys, that's it, but check on the next update to find out if everything is completely dead and see what has survived, and of course especially these Acroporas. Alright guys, happy reefing, bye.